I just got my new Ball Easy Canner. It's an electric water bath canner and multi-cooker, and I can't wait to get it open. This is an update of their Ball Fresh Tech water bath canner and multi-cooker. Featuring the press and forget technology. Well, all right. Let's get it open. Right on top is the instruction manual, or shall I say the user manual. So I'm glad to see that. And then we've got the lid. So it's a good sized lid, and then you've got your vent right there. So here's a rack to fit my jars on. Here's a diffuser or steamer rack. And here's the canner itself, and it comes in two parts. So this is the canner, the multi-cooker, and this is the base. So this base looks like it's going to be a digital panel. We'll see. I haven't tried it yet, so we don't know. Now, one other thing that I see different with this new updated Easy Canner is that the cord is already attached, so it doesn't come on and off. This is your spigot, and the spigot sits over the sink. So let's say this is my sink here. So I've got this hot pot full of water and I want to drain it. So what I can do is just open the spigot, and the spigot will run out into the sink, and I don't have to worry about lifting a hot pot. Now, notice though that the spigot is about up to here, so it doesn't drain the pot completely, but by the time that much water is out, it's easy enough to lift. So that's a good thing there. When you take a look at the inside of the pot, there are two fill lines. There's a line here. That's your maximum fill line, and that's right there. So you don't want to have water above that line. This is your maximum fill line. And there's one on both sides where it talks about the maximum fill line. And then toward the bottom, there is a steam fill line, like if you're going to steam something, and then a minimum fill line. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to show you this. So inside, let's say you're making broth or soup or something like that. Plug that up. Now, whatever you're making doesn't get into the vent. So if we're going to can something, we put the canning rack at the bottom, so that goes in first. And let's say we want to steam some corn, some asparagus, some broccoli, something like that. We wouldn't necessarily put the canning rack in, but we would put this steaming rack or this diffuser in. And you get a hold of the little bodies there, and now you can see it's in like that. And you would set your vegetables on top of that. Lid goes on without any problem. Now let's see how this goes. So it just kind of nestles right down in there. Now, one really nice thing about this base is that these little grooves are on both sides. So depending upon which side your sink is, you can set the spigot that way, or set the spigot that way. It just depends upon what side your sink is on. Okay, now let's out how to turn it on. One of the things you want to make sure you do is check out the user's manual so that you read all about the important safeguards before you hook it up and try to use it. Now, something else I want to point out is that since the cord is attached and it comes out through the bottom, one of the things that you'll notice is there's like a little groove right here that's on the base of the base, and the cord comes through there. So that allows the canner to sit flat on the counter. Okay, let's plug it in. The off light pops up. So the unit is plugged in, but it is off. To turn it on, we just maneuver the knob, and now we're at low. And we could take it all the way up to high. And we can use this setting when we're cooking something, maybe making broth or chili or some kind of a stew. So here's where you set the timer, and you can set it anywhere from 10 minutes to 2 hours. So let's say we want to set the timer for 10 minutes. Oops, I have 12, so I can use the minus button to bring it back down to 10. Now I tap next, and now it's ready to start cooking and it's counting down. This video is brought to you by Aprondiva. Pretty and practical, we believe that an apron can be a homemaker's best accessory. Visit us at www.aprondiva.com. So now it looks like one of the nice things about this new easy water bath canner multi-cooker is that you can preheat your jars in it so that you're putting hot product in the hot jars. So if you want to can something, we're going to go to automatic canning and tap next. And I can put my jars in and they will preheat. And here's the indicator bar to let us know how it's coming in the preheating process. Once the jars are preheated, then I can move on to the next step in the canning process. Now here's the thing about this Ball Easy Canner. You cannot circumvent the process. If you're going to be canning, you have to preheat the jars, fill the jars, process the jars, and then let them come to stand. Let's say you don't want to preheat the jars in this unit. Well, you can't advance to the fill and then to processing until you work through the preheating session. And you can add your time here. Let's say you need to can something for 15 minutes, or maybe it's 10 minutes. You can set the timer with the plus or minus. And then next, now it's ready to start to do its thing, to cook whatever it is I'm cooking or for the canning process. This Ball Easy Canner is perfect for beginners as well as for those that are more seasoned. I am loving the set it and forget it technology. Keep in mind that all you have to do is just follow the process. Just follow the steps. Join me next time and I'll show you how I actually make some jam using the Ball Easy Canner. Just kind of run it around the side of the jar. You do not going to turn them sideways or anything like that. You bring them straight up out of the pot.